Hey guys, how are you? I hope you are having a wonderful day, a wonderful week ahead. It is Monday the 25th. Just wanted to give you a quick update. It has been about 2.5 weeks since my surgery, and if you have not been following my other videos and updates, I had the Mommy Makeover, which is a breast augmentation and also a tummy tuck. So I had that right at a little over 2 weeks ago on April the 7th. And just wanted to give you an update of where I am, how I'm doing, all of that fun stuff. First of all, I am feeling much better, both emotionally and physically. My body's still recovering. I'm still tired. Sometimes I get out of breath. I can't do a lot of stuff. Definitely can't lift a lot of things. And you know, that's pretty much it. It's kind of good because I can get out of doing a lot of housework. But other than that, you know, I just kind of keep it on the down low, keep everything easy here at the house. And that's about it. I don't exercise, which is kind of hard for me, but I'm getting by, getting better every single day, definitely getting stronger. Week 2 for me was a struggle. The first week just seemed to like fly by really quick, but week 2 was more of a struggle for me. That's typically when you see more swelling, not really pain. I never had like a lot of pain, just really tight, especially in my breast, and just uncomfortable. Also, I did not sleep very well during week 2, so all of that added together just ended up being, it just seemed like a really long week. Every couple of days I was extremely emotional, so I would cry, just felt kind of depressed. And so anyways, just FYI, I know everybody recovers differently, but for me, week 2 was probably the worst for me. And one thing I wish I had known ahead of time, for me, I was more focused on the breast augmentation, so I really did not Google and research a lot for the Mommy Makeover, which I wish I had have, because it is 2 surgeries in one. So if you're just having the breast augmentation, your recovery may be completely different from anybody else doing a Mommy Makeover, or if you're just doing the tummy tuck. But having both is essentially 2 surgeries in one. So surgery up here, surgery down here, which are both major, and then having to recover from both of those 2. So that is something I did not take into consideration at all. So just, you know, FYI on that, if you're having this done, I would definitely suggest Googling that and researching that as well, the whole procedure as well as recovery and what's expected from there. Another thing, sleeping. So I will post a picture up here for you guys of what my sleeping arrangement looks like. But this is the pillow that I bought from Target. It's a sleep pillow, I guess. But it helps you stay more upright. So for the first 6 weeks up to 3 to 6 months, you're supposed to sleep on your back. And so this just kind of helps prop you up a little bit so you're not laying flat, but you're also not sitting up as well. So usually what I do is I put this in the bed, I have a pillow behind it to kind of give it a little bit more softness up against the headboard, and then I have a smaller, more like a neck pillow up at the top to support my neck. And then sometimes I will also use another pillow under my legs to release pressure from my lower back. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, just really kind of depends. The first week I slept in the bed with this and it was fine. Excuse me. The second week, like I said, was miserable for me, so I ended up sleeping on the couch, or not sleeping on the couch. I just could not sleep. I was just miserable. So anyways, now I'm back to sleeping in the bed with this, and things have been fine. I would highly suggest you will more than likely get muscle relaxers from your doctor. So I highly suggest taking those, and do not skip on those. That will help a whole lot. Does not help with back pain, but it helps with the tightness in your breast. It helps release those muscles so that the implants can go down. So definitely do that. I had stopped taking them at one point, and then I had a really bad day with the tightness, and my doctor asked me, she was like, "Are you still taking the muscle relaxers?" And I was like, "No." So she was like, "Girl, you got to take those." So I have been taking them religiously, and I have noticed a big difference. The other thing I wanted to mention that I suggest getting is wheat germ oil, and I will put a link for this as well. Our chiropractor recommended this, and basically what you do is you take one of these little pills out. They kind of look like this, and you just poke the end of them and then squeeze out the oil. I usually squeeze it out into a little cup, and then you rub that on all of your scars. I rub it on the breast scars, I rub it on the tummy tuck scar, and I do this twice a day. I do this in the morning after I shower, and then I do it before I go to bed at night. And you can rub it in. It doesn't stay super oily. I make sure I rub it in really well and then kind of let it air dry, and then it's fine. And then the other thing I do twice a day is, this is Advanced Scar Cream. My doctor gave this to me, but you can also buy it on Amazon. It is called BioCorneum, and I use this twice daily as well. It also has SPF in it, but it's supposed to be one of the best. So I use both of these. Like I said, I use this one after I shower. About lunchtime, I put this one on. Dinner time, I put this one on again. And then before I go to bed, I do this. So everything seems to be healing up nicely. In fact, I started using the wheat germ oil about, maybe a couple days after I got home from surgery. And then I went in like a day before my first week mark, and my doctor looked at everything, and she kind of like was surprised that the wounds were healing so well. So I attribute it to that wheat germ oil for sure. So I recommend trying it out and see if you like it. It kind of smells weird. I don't know, I think it smells like potato chips. It's a little strange, but it seems to work really well, and it feels nice. It just kind of goes on very smoothly, so definitely do that. The other thing I recommend is using an ice pack on your tummy tuck. They do not recommend that you do that for your breast, but for your tummy tuck you can definitely do that. So I do that twice a day as well, usually first thing in the morning, and then in the evening, like when I'm watching TV or something. And I do it on the side, the center, and then the other side, about 10 minutes, and then rest for 5 minutes, and then do 10 minutes again. So kind of do it like that, and it seems to work fairly well. You can also do a lymphatic massage. You can do it on yourself, or you can go and have one done. That will help release any swelling and any extra drainage that you have as well. And then the other thing I wanted to mention as far as exercise goes, if you're gonna have this done, I started doing some light walking, and I think I did a little sooner than I should have. So I just highly recommend taking it easy. It is so hard. If you follow my Instagram, you know that I love fitness. I love working out. That is like my thing. And it is really, really hard to step back and not do anything. But doing it too soon, you're gonna regret it. Even just walking, like I just literally walked out in my front yard, and I was exhausted. So I say don't do that. Another thing, do not walk any hills. So if you have any hills in your neighborhood, avoid those at all costs. You do not want to get your heart rate up, and you don't want that extra stress and strain on your body while it's recovering. Again, you will wish that you hadn't. I ended up doing that one day. Right in front of my house, it kind of goes, the street goes down. So when you're coming back up home, you have to walk up the hill. And the next day, I was really feeling it and wished that I hadn't done that. So I have cut that out. One thing I did add in, which is kind of funny, but I added in a seated legs exercise, just something I found on YouTube. Nothing crazy, it's like 15 minutes, but it does keep your legs and limbs, limbered up and keep them moving and grooving and all that good stuff. It was kind of funny because I was thinking to myself, like, I feel like I'm, an old person, and I know that sounds bad, but you have to do what you have to do. So I just kind of added that in. It does not get my heart rate up, but it still keeps me moving, keeps my legs moving, and also so fluid does not sit in my legs as well. And then lastly, just was going to mention a couple of things that I wish I had known ahead of time. So I wanted to share those with you too. Taking time off from work. I essentially took 3 days off from work. My surgery was on Thursday. I took Thursday, Friday, and then Monday off. So I had 5 days off, but only took 3 days off from work. But I should have just taken that whole next week off. I would recommend taking 14 full days if you can, as in 2 full weeks, 5 days and then 5 days again from your work if you were able to, because it's more of a recovery than I ever thought it would be. Definitely expect more downtime than what even your doctor will tell you. I know my doctor said, you know, within a few days you can go back to work. I mean, I could, you know, I was feeling fine, like in my head, and I was able to walk around, but it was just, everything is difficult. Like, I'm still walking like this, and I have all these things, and I had the drain tubes at that time still, and I just couldn't imagine having to go into the office like that. I didn't feel like getting dressed. You know, I was still wearing pajamas, no hair, makeup done, none of that kind of stuff. I can't imagine being able to go into the office. Thankfully, I work remote, so it worked out for me, but I say take more time. If you are able to take more time off, do it, because you'll be very glad that you did. And then around like now, like for me, I've already been 2 weeks, I'm feeling much better. So the other thing I wanted to mention that I wish I had really, like, I guess, researched more about was sleeping on your back. Like I mentioned earlier, it was a big ordeal for me because I do not sleep on my back. So learning to do that and trying to figure it out and get comfortable, my back was killing me half the time. It just, you know, those first couple of weeks were just miserable. So definitely research what you want to use to sleep on your back. You know, if you want this pillow or a different type of pillow, if you want to sleep in your bed, in a chair, you know, on your couch, whatever works for you, but definitely figure that out ahead of time. Maybe even try it out one night and see, you know, what's going to work best, because you cannot sleep on your side for probably about 6 weeks, maybe longer. And obviously you can't sleep on your stomach. So you have to do this in order for your implants to settle right. So, and then lastly, the one thing I wanted to mention was I was not prepared for the emotional recovery that goes along with your physical recovery. And I say emotional just because, you know, as a woman, we tend to be more emotional, but when I don't feel good, I'm emotional as well. I don't know why. I just kind of, you know, after a while when I just don't feel well, I'm just like, oh, I just want to cry. So, you know, I was kind of prepared for that. But as far as like seeing yourself in the mirror the first time, even though, you know, I did my research, and I'm sure you will too if you're going to have this done, whether you're just going to have the breast augmentation or the mommy makeover, have both of them, or just tummy tuck or whatever. You'll see before and after photos, and you may see some, like, you know, right after surgery photos kind of thing. So you kind of had it in your head already, but it's so different seeing it on yourself. And I guess that was the thing I'm talking about. So like the first time I saw my breast and how square they were, you know, I felt like I looked like a robot, or, you know, just like totally abnormal. And, you know, even though my brain is saying, you know, you just had surgery, you know, it's going to take 3 to 6 months before they look more normal, 6 weeks before they drop. So I already know all this stuff in my head, but, you know, I don't know, your brain just plays tricks on you. And it's kind of emotional to look at that. And then the same thing with the tummy tuck for me. Again, you know, if you follow me, you know, I'm a fitness person. I love working out. I used to be overweight, and I worked really hard to lose the weight that I had and to be fit. And the reason why I had the tummy tuck is to lose some of that excess skin, especially from the C-sections that I had. Otherwise, I really didn't have a lot of work done. I think the doctor did a little bit of lipo on the sides, but, you know, nothing too crazy. So it wasn't a big tummy tuck for me. But one of the things, again, like, you're just so not used to seeing that really big scar that goes from hip to hip. It's really big and obnoxious. And then the swelling that goes along with it. So it's kind of hard to see, and it might not be super hard to see, but really swollen here and here from the tummy tuck. And, you know, it's hard when you've worked really hard to be fit, and then, you know, you look at yourself in the mirror and you know what it's supposed to look like, but it doesn't look that way yet. And so it's just difficult to kind of train your brain back to, this is not the way it's going to be. So, you know, it may sound vain or stuck up or whatever, but, you know, just trying to be real and honest that it's just hard. It's hard emotionally, especially when you don't feel well, and especially when you look in the mirror and it's not what you necessarily thought it should look like right away, even though you knew it wasn't going to look like that right away. So anyways, I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. Just be prepared. And I told my husband too beforehand, I was like, you know, whatever it comes out looking like, you are to tell me I look beautiful every single day. Because I told him, I'm like, I'm an emotional person, I'm probably gonna cry, and I did. So but anyways, he's wonderful, and he was encouraging the whole time, and he's an awesome guy. But anyways, just wanted to share those with you, just some things I wish you know, I had heard or found, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that said it, but I just didn't see it. So just wanted to share that with you guys too. And I think that's it for right now. I'll probably do another update. Sorry, my throat is so dry today. Probably do another update around like 6 weeks. I go back to the doctor for a 6-week checkup for her to look at everything. I'm hoping that my breasts have dropped to a more normal looking breast. So I'll try to have some better pictures, and then of my scars and stuff too. Hopefully the swelling has gone down here, and the scars have started to, you know, clear up a little bit. They're looking a lot better, but hopefully I'll have some better pictures to share. And then stay tuned. I'm gonna do one more update after this, just a really short one, with my husband. He's gonna join me, and we're gonna talk about one more thing. So just stay tuned, click next on that, and watch that one in a minute. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for checking in again. Thanks for following my journey. Love you.